Hey there, XRP traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Monday, November 24th. Hope you had a great weekend. And in this video, we're going to be discussing XRP. We'll bring up the price chart. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on the technicals and the price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. We're going to be discussing, is this the bottom? Are we going to be seeing new all-time highs as a result of all these XRP spot ETFs going live in the US, or is this just a relief rally, oversold bounce, dead cat bounce, whatever you want to call it? So I'll give my thoughts and opinions on this. But I do think I'm definitely leaning on the side of the bottom being in, just with the fact that we've seen the fear and greed index at historic lows. You know, we're at around 10. The last time I think it was the lowest that the lowest point that I saw it at. But I think we might even been into single digits at one point. And just the sheer number of people messaging me, like direct messaging me, or on my YouTube videos in the comments, or on social media in the comments there, or messaging me directly, is there's so many people saying, you know, is the bear market here? Is the bull market over? And you know, I had so many gains, and now I'm either just barely in the green or I'm back into the red, and just so many people getting emotional and questioning things, and that's generally a massive indicator that the bottom is probably here. And we were discussing this in the Pow Group private community last week. People were asking, what do we expect for this week? And everybody was super bearish, and I was like, you know what? I'm bullish. It sounds easy, right? When majority of people are one way, just be the opposite. It doesn't always work that way, but you can start to see the signs. And I posted a video not too long ago on XRP, and pretty much what I anticipated that was more than likely going to happen happened. So if we scroll back to that video that I was specifically referring to, it was this one: watch before tomorrow, spot ETF sell the news. And I also said that the government shutdown was more than likely, like the fact that it was ending and the government was reopening, that was more than likely going to be a sell the news, and that's exactly what it was. So we'll discuss all of that and more. Make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe, take the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos. And as always, not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I do own XRP. It's my largest holding in my crypto portfolio. And follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. There's also links for TradingView in the description of this video. They have their Black Friday sales going live, so this is what I use. I have the Ultimate. You definitely don't need that. I recommend the premium one, but you can get about 70% off, so check that out if you want to take your trading to the next level. It's probably the best deal I've seen on Black Friday. So we had Grayscale's GXRP go live. We had actually GDOG as well, so their Dogecoin. There's barely any volume on that, as I expected. Would never buy it ever. It's kind of funny, not gonna lie, but hilarious ticker as well, GDOG. But GXRP and then XRPZ, whatever you want to pronounce it, which is Franklin Templeton's ETF, went live today. So I mentioned as well in that video that XRP spot ETF going live was going to be a sell the news, but once a few of them start to go live, is what I said, you'll start to see the data come in and all this trading volume and inflows and assets under management, and you're going to see Firelight, which is supposed to be going live on December 3rd, and then just Flare and F assets locking it up, and DeFi and different TVL protocols and projects where you're going to see XRP locked up and generating yield. That's going to remove it from the open market. You're going to see, like before these spot ETFs even went live in the US, folks, we were already seeing XRP supply shortages on certain exchanges. So just imagine what's going to happen now with these spot ETFs actually having to hold the underlying asset XRP. And there's like 20 of them, folks. There's only like 4 or 5 trading right now, and there was like 20 of them. And then there's going to be baskets, right, where you're going to have XRP in like the top 5 by market cap or top 10 assets. There's going to be like an index, right, and like an ETF with the top major holdings. Think of the S&P 500, something similar. Then you're going to have like Canary Capital. The CEO Steven said that they're going to have an all-American spot ETF. So you're going to have all of the cryptos that are made in America, and they said that XRP will be the number 1 holding in that one as well. So folks, there's only so much supply to go around, and the only way that it makes sense is that the price goes up. It can't stay dirt cheap forever, and even at these prices, I would say it's dirt cheap. So just imagine when there's like 12 or close to 20 XRP ETFs trading, and then the baskets, and then the rest of the world, and then you've got so many other, like what happens if BlackRock gets into the game, right? So it's going to be interesting to see some of the data that comes out over the next couple of days here and weeks. But as you can see, off of the low, XRP now up about 23%. So this is looking really, really good. We're still in a daily downtrend, so we still have a lot of work to go. It's a little premature yet to say that this is 100% the bottom and that we're probably going to all-time highs from here. I do think that the bottom is more than likely in at this point, though. I think over the next couple of months, we're going to see full-blown alt season. We've already been seeing, in my opinion, I say we're in the second or third inning into alt season. We're getting into the thick of it, and what is really convincing me of that is some of these altcoins that have saw massive moves lately, and one would be Zcash, going from just in 3 months, it was at $38 and went all the way to $7.44. So in just about 3 months, it was up 18x. And what I expect most alts in this alt season that is coming up here over the next few months, in my opinion, I do think the bull market is going to extend into Q1, Q2 of 2026. So I'm still very much bullish. We might see a little bit more, chop and sideways action, but I do believe that the bull market is still here. We're still yet to see the full-on alt season that we've all been waiting for, but this is an example of what I expect most alts to do over the coming months, is a type of Zcash move, not going to $700. Not every project's going to go to $700. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about percentages. In just a few short months, generally alt season usually lasts on average around 60 days, 60 to 90 days. So what I expect over the next coming few months is you're going to see a lot of projects do something similar, where you're going to have in just 3 candles in 3 short months, you're going to see a 10 to 20x move on a lot of these alts. And that's just why I have no interest in Bitcoin. I think that there's a 60% chance the top of this Bitcoin cycle is in, and a 40% chance that we hit a new all-time high from here before we roll over into a bear market. But why would I risk? I saw some people ask me about that as well. Do you think buying Bitcoin at 80,000 here is a good move? Because maybe we go to 160, but even if it goes from 80,000 to 160,000, that's only a 2x from here, right? So some of these alts could give you a 10 to 20x. It just doesn't seem worth it to me. And with all this stuff being released in the Island Guy, and it's hard to say what they're going to do with it. So personally, I'm only focusing on alts right now, and XRP being my number one. We're closing in on 10% here. And one thing I want to share as well on XRP is the monthly time frame. So we've got just over 6 days left. And look where we're potentially set to close, right at that monthly EMA 12. We wick below it, a couple of fake outs here. But if we are able to close over 225, that monthly EMA 12, that'll be another save and a massive indication that this may be that temporary bottom that we're all looking for. And this is that massive bear trap that I think happened last month here, and that liquidity event. So again, nobody has a crystal ball, but I'm definitely, let me know your thoughts and opinions as well. Do you think we're going to see lower lows from here, or do you think we're going to see higher highs and potential for new all-time highs? I'm definitely in the camp of new all-time highs with all these ETFs getting launched. And let's just take a quick peek at them. So we'll just go down the list here. So in terms of XRP ETFs in the US, so GXRP, this one's got 117,000 volumes, so you'd have to times that by 43 to get, it's just a rough estimate. So we'll say 117,11,000, and we'll times that by 43, so about a little over $5 million traded. It's going to be really interesting to see the net inflows. This is just the dollars traded. But then, you've got XRP, just the Bitwise one. This one's seeing a ton of volume, trading volume, 1.26 million shares traded at $25. So I think it was like 16 million the last time I checked. And then you've got, this was the Canadian one, XRPC, which is Canary Capital. And then you've got XRPR, which is the Rex Osprey, but that's not 100% spot ETF. And then XRPZ, which just launched today. That one's got 108,000 volume. So you can see the volume's really pouring in here, folks. And just for comparison, look at GDOG, which is Grayscale's Dogecoin ETF that just launched today. So just bring it up here, GDOG. So that one's 35,000 shares traded. So just for comparison, 35,000 times, we'll say 18 rounded up, only $630,000 traded in Doge ETF. So it's not even comparable, folks. Yeah, we already had the bearish triple thunder crossover on XRP on the POW algo alerts. So that sell alert went off way back here when the price was at 276, and then we dropped down to 173. Now we're looking at the flip side over that over the next coming couple of weeks. And we're still holding the 100 weekly moving average there, and we had the death cross. That's now out of the way. Now we're going to start to trend back the other way, and we could see a golden cross over the next couple of weeks. So again, that's pretty much in line with what I was thinking. You're going to see it's going to take a while for the data to come in from these ETFs. It's going to take a while for them all to start going live, and then it's going to take a while for BlackRock to start going in. But there was also a 4-hour bull flag as well on XRP. So if we go there from the low to the high of this bounce, we'll go right there. So from the low to the high, we'll get our measured move. So the 4-hour time frame, we were looking at a move up to around 221, and we just hit 220, just under 224. So that 4-hour bull flag confirmed. We also had the EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, adding more confluence, and we are now hitting 4-hour overbought. So don't be surprised if we do see a 4-hour inside bar potentially here and tightening range. And we do have some price action resistance there at 224 as well. After that, nothing till about 230. But yeah, like I said, once this data continues to roll in, once you start to see, like, just imagine if the supply was short before, what's going to happen when you get a dozen or 20 XRP ETFs, and then baskets, and then Firelight and Flare, and everything just continues to lock up XRP and bring down the supply. And then BlackRock gets into the game. Oh, folks, the best is yet to come. I think we're going to be at $8 to $10 in a hurry. And like I said, looking at Zcash, looking at Filecoin, looking at like ICP, some of these other names and some of these other privacy tokens, looking at even Solana's move from the low of FTX to the high, $8 to like a couple $100, right? This is what's going to happen to most altcoins, and it's going to happen very, very quickly. All right, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Do you think the bottom is in on XRP? I do believe, I'm definitely in the camp that the bottom is in and that we're heading to all-time highs here over the coming weeks and months. I think is going to be an absolute banger, and you don't want to blink because you might miss it. All right, we'll talk to you soon. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth. We'll see you on the next one.